Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a monthly September message for all of the Cancers out in the collective. I want you to know that this is going to be a collective reading, so it is not going to resonate with every single Cancer out in the collective. I ask that you take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I'm a psychic intuitive and a spiritual essence coach, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every other week right here on this channel. Without further ado, Cancer, let's go ahead and dive right into your lovely message. All right, Cancer, you know the drill. This is going to be a 9-card draw, so let's go ahead and dive right in. So remember that the first card up is going to represent where you currently are. And Cancer, okay, we are starting off with 2 cards. Okay. All right, so first card up is going to represent where you currently are. And right now you are at the Page of Swords. So I feel that right now what's currently going on with you, Cancer, is you're really doing a lot of thinking, evaluating, analyzing. Maybe a lot of you are learning. Maybe some of you have been put into a new specific role or a new career. And you're really sort of taking this venture into learning something new, allowing yourself to sort of come into your own awareness of what it is you're really wanting to bring forward. I have to tell you that this energy is really about, it's a very new energy, and it's kind of a naive energy. The one thing about the Page of Swords is that it can oftentimes represent energy where you are being watched, right? So I want you to be very careful about your particular surroundings, because the one thing I'm definitely hearing here is that while you might be learning something new, or you might be sort of going in this direction where you're wanting to incorporate new skills, new talents into your daily routine, someone is keeping a very watchful eye on you. It could be that maybe they're not wanting you to sort of one-up them in some way. And so I really want you to pay very close attention to that. The other thing I want to point out with the Page of Swords is that a Page of Swords, this one in particular, has its back turned toward, towards the past, right? So it's facing towards its future. Understand that whatever it is you're trying to learn, it's going to benefit you for your future. So don't rely so heavily on the things that you've learned from the past. Understand that what you've learned from the past has gotten you to the point where you're at, but now it's time for you to sort of step into unknown territory and really dive deep into your future, what you're wanting to currently bring forward in your future. Now, your theme card here is going to be Judgment, and this does not surprise me in any way. When I often see Judgment, it's really about you answering to a higher calling, right? So you're being called. I really feel that you're being chosen to sort of step out of your comfort zone and really allow yourself to be completely in this state of feeling your way through your life, right? And really wanting you to incorporate what you're learning and really listen to what you're learning, as it's going to help you sort of step out of your comfort zone here. I also want to point out that judgment can often be looked at in the perspective of things in a legal perspective and also in a balanced perspective. What I want to point out is that, you know, a lot of times when we are really looking at our lives, like if we're evaluating our life, if we're analyzing our life, and we're sort of playing judge and jury on ourselves, and we're judging where we are instead of allowing ourselves to feel our way through and sort of be open and compassionate about where we are, I feel like that's what Spirit is really wanting you to be aware of here, Cancer. Spirit really wants you to be open to experiencing new things. Be open and compassionate about where you are, and understand that, you know, not everything is going to be perfect. Don't be so hard on yourself if you're not exactly where you expected yourself to be, because everything happens at its own pace when it should. So let's see what you're accomplishing this month. What are you accomplishing this month? Okay. Ooh. Okay, we want these together. So, okay, so you have the Fool card here and the Magician here and what you're accomplishing. The Fool represents taking some risks. It represents sort of taking a leap of faith. So here's the thing. When I often see the Magician, especially with the Fool card, I feel that the primary message for you, Cancer, here is that you're needing to really step out of your comfort zone. You're needing to step out of this box that you sort of put yourself in. Understand that you have a lot of skills, talents, and abilities that you're not utilizing, I feel. And this is the reason why Spirit wants you to sort of take a chance. Allow yourself to live a little. The one thing about the Magician is that the Magician utilizes its resources and its skills in order to create what they are wanting to have in their life. And I feel that this is what this month is really going to represent to you. I feel that what it's saying is that this month it's really going to show you, you're really going to experience the things in your life that you're sort of over with, right? Like the things that you don't like about your life, the things that you're wanting to change. And I feel that if you're willing to take a chance, if you're willing to be a little risky and sort of surrender and allow yourself to take a leap of faith, knowing that you have the skills, the talents, and the abilities to be able to create something, whether this is starting a side hustle or opening up a business, whatever it might be, you're really asking to sort of step up with this Judgment card, okay? And I feel like this is what ultimately your month is really going to look like. I think that you're going to be presented with a lot of experiences and opportunities and situations this month, Cancer, where you're really needing to evaluate how you really think about those things and understand that maybe there are some tasks and some skills that you're going to need to learn or brush up on that you're not like 100% comfortable with in order for you to sort of take this leap of faith towards creating something new in your life here. Now, what do you need to avoid this month? What do you need to avoid? What does Cancer need to avoid this month, Spirit? Okay, you have the Five of Wands. So I'm going to tell you that what I feel you're needing to avoid is conflict. Not only conflict with others, but this internal conflict. This could be internal dialogue conflicts that you have going on, whether you're mentally, beating yourself up over something. It's this internal struggle that you have towards achieving success. I really feel this is what it's saying. And you're needing to sort of see it and understand that everything is a stepping stone. You're learning how to become more in alignment here, Cancer, with who you are. And I feel like you're needing to learn that, that internal dialogue, that internal struggle, that inner conflict that you have going on isn't helping you achieve success. If anything, it's fighting you, right? You have that resistance in that pull that's keeping you from really achieving what you're needing to achieve. So what this means is that, maybe there are some, with this Page of Swords, this is like new intellectual energy, right? What are you needing to learn from this situation? What is it trying to teach you? How can you become a lot better at overcoming this internal conflict that you've got going on and utilize that resistance towards feeding you towards achieving the success or achieving the specific goal, okay? Now, what do you need to embrace this month here, Cancer? What does Cancer need to embrace this month, Spirit? Ooh, okay. Okay, so, sorry, I had to figure out where they're wanting these. So, what you're embracing is the King of Cups with the Knight of Pentacles. Now, here's what's interesting. The King of Cups is this very empowering type of energy here, Cancer. When I see a King of Cups, I see someone who knows exactly what they want and they're going to go for it. And they're not going to allow anything else outside of them to stop them or hinder them from preventing them from achieving that. The King of Cups is very in tune with their own intuition, and they allow their own inner guidance, their own emotions, how they feel about certain things to truly lead them towards making better choices. Okay? And I want to point out here that this is what you're needing to embrace. Cancer, you have one of the best guidance systems. And I feel that you tend to go into this space, Cancer, where you can be, you know, very emotional, like sometimes overly emotional, or you somehow get very numb to your emotions. I want you to understand that a King of Cups is balanced emotionally, right? You need to be very balanced. This is what you're needing to embrace. Embrace your emotions. No matter how turbulent they might feel, no matter how chaotic they might feel, you're needing to be in control of your own emotions. Now, what does that mean? Now, with this Knight of Pentacles, this is meaning that, you know, when you are in control of your emotions and you're literally leading life with your heart, because you know it's something that gives you joy, it's something that excites you, then when you allow your heart to lead you, you're going to actually be very consistent in continuing that path. The Knight of Pentacles speaks about consistency and loyalty in working towards building your future, like your legacy, right? So I want to point out here that this is what you're needing to embrace. I feel that you have a lot of great ideas of what you are wanting your life to look like, what you're wanting to achieve, what you're wanting to bring in. But I feel like you're only doing what you're familiar with, and you feel like you're really not getting anywhere, right? It's that inner conflict where you feel like I'm doing all of this, but I have nothing to show for it. I don't see anything. And what Spirit is really saying is that you're needing to do something different. You're needing to step out of your comfort zone. Understand that you're being called to sort of step out of the box and really align with your passion, with your heart, what your gut is really telling you to do. And the more that you do that, the more that you are consistent in listening to your gut and listening to your intuition and following your heart, the more seeds you are going to sow, the more rewards you are going to reap. Okay, so this is what you're needing to embrace. Now, what is the obstacle that you will face this month, Cancer? What is the obstacle? Okay, the Knight of Wands. I was not surprised that this came out, because the one thing I kept hearing in my head was you have a tendency to be inconsistent. And understand that what you're embracing is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is loyal. So when I look at a Knight of Pentacles, I see commitment. Okay, I feel like your obstacle is really going to be adhering to that commitment, right? The Knight of Wands is very inspirational. They get very excited about new ideas and new inspirations and things that they're really wanting to bring in, right? That they're wanting to do. But a lot of times that type of energy can fizzle out. And it's important for you here, Cancer, to be committed to whatever course of action you are taking. Be committed to your path. Be committed to taking the steps that you need in order to get to this creation that you're trying to create here with this Magician, right? So I feel like the obstacle you're going to have is that you're going to fall into this, you might this month fall into this energy where you're going to start something, but then it's going to sort of fizzle out. And that's because you're not putting forth enough commitment or energy into it. You're not actually allowing your heart to lead you in that perspective. So this is something that you're really going to need to overcome. Now, what is the support? What is the support that is offered to you this month? Okay, this is interesting. So you have the Nine of Swords. I am going to draw a clarifier for this as your support card. So I feel like what this is saying is that I feel like you're in your head a lot. and you allow your own fears to prevent you from truly being successful. It's almost like you overanalyze all of the things you did wrong, and that sort of keeps you up at night and prevents you from actually taking action towards moving towards being consistent, right? Moving towards this stepping out of the comfort zone. I feel like the unknown, because it's not familiar to you, is really what's terrifying you. And I think that's what's really preventing you from taking that initial step forward. But let's clarify this Nine of Swords. Clarify the Nine of Swords, please, Spirit. Why is the Nine of Swords here? Clarifying this Nine of Swords. Why is this Nine of Swords here? You know, with the Nine of Swords being your support card, I want to point out that the one thing that I feel you're really needing to do is recognize that when you have those fears come up, you need to see them for what they are. You need to face the fears, because I think that the moment that you face those fears, you'll recognize that they're only an illusion, right? They're only there because they're stopping you from moving forward. Okay. Your clarifier is the Five of Swords. So I want you to understand that whenever there are fears that come up, right, the fears are meant to be viewed from a place of understanding, right? Because we ultimately understand that whenever we face something that we're afraid of, we learn something, right? It teaches us something. It helps us understand the reasoning behind why those fears initially come up, right? And we recognize that there's something else that we're needing to overcome, or something else that we're needing to conquer. With the Five of Swords, I feel that your thoughts tend to leave you very defeated and very disappointed, because you listen to those thoughts wholeheartedly, and it doesn't really, it's like you feel there's no way of overcoming it. And what I want you to understand is that your intuition will always, when you tune into your heart, because your embrace card is the King of Cups, when you tune into that inner gut, to that inner knowing, to that inner intuition, when you're truly looking at it from your heart perspective, you will be able to overcome any disappointment, any disillusion, any kind of fear that pops up. You will be able to overcome that. It's simply being in touch with your own inner guidance. Now, what is your action this month here, Cancer? What is your action this month? Okay, the Ten of Wands. This is about really surrendering, right? Really letting go of all of these burdens, right? All of these negative thoughts that you have, all of these fears, all of these illusions that have sort of prevented you from walking your path towards success. This is what you're really needing to do. With the Ten of Wands, it's really about understanding that the only responsibility you have to yourself is to continue moving forward. That is the only thing that you are responsible for. You're not responsible for anybody else. You're not responsible for, picking up everyone else's baggage. You're only responsible for yourself and your path and your journey. And I feel like you really need to hear that, Cancer, because I feel a lot of times you often feel like it's your responsibility to care for others or care for everybody else, and that's not the case. I feel like the more energy that you put into caring for others, the more you take from yourself. And this is really wanting you to see that belief that you have, those are the fears that are really creeping in and preventing you from walking your path towards the finish line, right? Or towards that next adventure, or whatever this new beginning is for you. So this is your action. You're needing to leave it behind. Surrender. Allow Spirit to guide you. Allow your inner guidance to guide you. Now, what is your advice and your encouragement this month? What advice does Spirit have for Cancer? Ooh, those two almost wanted to pop out. What is your advice for Cancer here, Spirit? What is the advice for Cancer? Okay, Ace of Pentacles. I love this. This means a very grounded new beginning. I do want to point out that I do feel here, Cancer, that, whatever new insights or inspiration or ideas you actually get this month that you actually lean towards and you put forth some consistency and some effort into, and you listen to your gut, it's going to deliver something amazing to you here with this Ace of Pentacles. It's going to give you this something that's going to be very physically rooted. So something tangible that you will be able to see, that you'll be able to touch and smell. And I want to point out that this is really going to take some effort on your part here, Cancer. You're really going to need to sort of listen to that higher aspect of yourself and surrender all of these responsibilities that you feel you have, which technically you don't have, right? Because I feel like all those responsibilities and burdens that you've been carrying are part of the illusion, right? I feel like you've disillusioned yourself to believe that it's your responsibility to do all of those things, when in reality, the only thing you're meant to do is trust in the process, trust in spirit to guide you, and just follow the path. So let's go ahead and get additional insight. What additional information and insight can you offer Cancer this month? Now, this is from the Sacred Creators deck. I used this last month when we started. And I absolutely love the messages that this offers you. So let's see what additional insight. Ooh, I love this. Okay, Cancer. This is Nourish the Sacred Feminine. Okay, we're going to read from the book to see what the book says about it. But again, I want to point out, this is a moon on here. And the moon to me is really about our emotions, right? And the heart of your reading is the King of Cups, which is about being very in tune with your emotions and having them be in balance. The other thing about the feminine is that feminine energy is about receiving. It's about nourishment. It's about self-care. It's about loving oneself. And Cancer, I feel that ultimately this is going to be your primary message this month. I feel like you're needing to overcome these mental sort of setbacks that have really prevented you from loving yourself, from nurturing yourself, from believing that you are worthy, and from believing that you deserve better or that you deserve the best. And so I feel like this is why you're being called to this higher calling, while you're being asked to sort of step outside of your comfort zone. So let's go ahead and read what the book has to say about Nourish the Sacred Feminine. Now is a time of deep introspection as you wait for an idea to grow and develop. You've planted the seeds, and sometimes divine timing requires a period of rest as things culminate and ripen. The moon asks you to be open to receive, to reflect, to pause and collapse into waiting. She's the waning crescent that casts a moonlit glow over the landscape of your life. She has trickled light onto your path, but only very dimly, because she hopes that you will listen for the subtle signs and the wise whispers that are all around you. It's time to look directly into the shadows at any lingering wounds that may continue to affect your current understanding. Remember that in the dark, it's easy to blow fear and illusion out of proportion. Don't strain to see that which you cannot see right now. Instead, focus on your inner knowing and on what you can see. Allow your intuitive nudges and any persistent feelings to help you translate her gentle illuminations. You must trust yourself. Cancer, I absolutely love this. This fits perfectly, and it gave so many keywords of what we actually discussed that the Tarot showed up for you. So Cancer, I hope that you were able to gain a lot of amazing golden nuggets here. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.